Here is Felicia Yap.
Thanks for being with us. A man charged with killing his cousin 3 years ago has been found guilty of first-degree murder. After 7 weeks of testimony, it took jurors 6.5 hours to reach the verdict for Curtis Bunnell. CTV's Nick Moore has the latest from court. An 18-year-old man died after a home invasion that ended in murder. It happened around 4:30 this morning in St. John. Police say the call came in asking for medical assistance. When officers arrived, they found 2 men who had been stabbed. An 18-year-old later died. A 21-year-old was sent to hospital. But police say they don't know how many people were involved or who broke into the home. They do know it was not random. A taxi driver and his passenger went on a dangerous ride this morning when shots were fired at them. Halifax police say a 48-year-old cab driver was heading north on Roby Street with a passenger when several shots were fired at his cab from another vehicle around 2 a.m. The taxi was hit, but no one inside was hurt. The passenger left before officers arrived. The suspect took off in a small silver vehicle. A 20-year-old man died after his vehicle crashed in Barrington, Nova Scotia this evening. RCMP say the driver was with a 17-year-old passenger on Oak Park Road when it happened around 5:30. The 20-year-old driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger was transported to the Yarmouth Regional Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A collision reconstructionist is investigating. People from around here are flying out over the next couple of days to help with the relief effort in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. While they pack up to leave, other Maritimers are heading home after finding out the New York City Marathon they were supposed to run in has been canceled. CTV's Elise Hand has the details. It was also a big day for Prince Edward Island's Green Party. National leader Elizabeth May was on the island as the party acclaimed a new provincial leader. As CTV's Dan Vio tells us, the dominating theme was all about integrity.
Okay, so doing my job.
Thanks, Dan. That's our first look at local news. Just ahead, your weekend forecast. There's a mix of rain and sunshine in the 5-day planner, and make sure to adjust your clocks for daylight savings time. Weather details are next. People were breaking a sweat at 12 Wing Shearwater today. Members of the Canadian Forces, their spouses, and community members gathered to pay tribute to fallen heroes. They're getting fit for a good cause. They're raising money for the Royal Canadian Legion. There's plenty of bright orange in the woods at this time of year. Deer hunting season is underway, but some hunters are seeing red since they still can't hunt on Sundays. As CTV's Ryan McDonald tells us, they're aiming for Sabbath day hunting. Coming up next in sports, semifinal Saturday in the AUS. We're back with action from Huskies Stadium as St. Mary's battles Mount Allison for a spot in next week's Loney Bowl. Stay with us. This is some action from the Atlantic University Men's Soccer Championships in Charlottetown this afternoon. In this game, the University of New Brunswick took on Dalhousie. UNB won 4-3. The championship game goes at the UPEI soccer pitch at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. In sports, we start off on the gridiron and a big game in AUS football this afternoon as the Mount Allison Mounties travel to Halifax to face the St. Mary's Huskies in a semi-final showdown.
Action, the goal, wide open, touchdown, Wuthridge.
Last play of the first quarter, Jean Legault will find Kevin Wuthridge for the first major of the game, 7-0 Huskies. This one, all St. Mary's. They beat Mount A's 49-11 and will face Acadia next Saturday in the Loney Bowl.
Tremendous goal from the 6. Rolls quarterback draw, has room, touchdown.
CFL action this afternoon. Backup quarterback Justin Goltz scored his first touchdown of the season as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers bid an encore goodbye to their old stadium with a 19-11 win over the Montreal Alouettes. On the ice tonight, Andrew Ryan led the way for the Mooseheads with a pair of goals as they got past Drummondville 5-1. And in Moncton, the Wildcats blanked the Armada 3-0. Canada's best women rugby players are in Antigonish this weekend. St. FX University is hosting the CIS 2012 Women's Rugby Championship. As CTV's Dan McIntosh shows us, it's not only a success on campus, but across town too. Thanks, Dan. That's sports. Still to come, lost and found.
I have a number of pieces of jewelry that are sentimental to me.
There's a search for the person who wore this graduation ring. We'll tell you who it belongs to after this. Finally tonight, a group of people who were collecting loose change for a food bank ended up getting a special keepsake in the mix. This is the graduation ring. They believe someone took the change out of their ashtray and accidentally grabbed the ring as well before tossing it into the bucket. It's engraved with the name Jana Gauthier.
I know I have a number of pieces of jewelry that are sentimental to me, and if I lost them, I'd like to have them returned, you know. And so I'm sure this has probably sentimental value to her, and so we'd just like to see it returned to her.
Organizers have confirmed Jana Gauthier graduated from Armstrong High in Salisbury, New Brunswick in 1991. Besides the ring, the group has raised $8,500 for the St. Margaret's Bay Food Bank. That's it for us tonight. You can check out our website anytime at atlantic.ctvnews.ca. It's a place to view our stories, the weather forecast, and leave news tips. Atlantic.ctvnews.ca, it is your home for news. From our CTV family to yours, thank you so much for watching. I'm Felicia Yap. Take care and good night.